I had this conversation last night and I feel you may want to hear about it. So I have been trying my damn hardest, team. I've been trying my damn hardest to not give in to the New Year, New Me rhetoric. But I'm also combating this thought or realization of this goal that I do want to be fitter.
Resisting the temptation of setting goals for self-improvement? So brave. Who needs progress when you can just sit there and manifest fitness instead?
When I think about my lifestyle, it's very sedentary. Like I wake up, I walk upstairs to my office, I work all day, I'll get up for lunch, sure, but then after that, then I just eat dinner and sit on the sofa. It's very sedentary. I don't move a lot. I have a standing desk, which I use, and I'm very thankful for it because it does help me stretch my back out. I'm not where I want to be in terms of kind of fitness and stamina. Because I used to walk to the office, thinking a lot about, okay, well, cool, how do I hit those fitness goals? And I was talking to my therapist about it, and she was saying, well, what does fitness look like to you? And I was like, right, well, I get up.
What does fitness look like to you? But fitness is nothing subjective. Fitness is the condition of being physically fit and healthy.
She was saying, well, what does fitness look like to you? And I was like, right, well, I'll get up at 6:30 and I'll walk to the gym, I'll do 40 minutes in the gym, and I'll just do that every day. That's what I thought it should be. She called it functional fitness because she said, what do you want to do? I was like, I just want to be able to walk. I'd love to be able to walk an hour and not have to keep pausing for breaks. I'd love to be able to see a hill and not be worried about tackling it. And she said, it's just functional fitness. You don't need a gym for functional fitness. You just need to just incorporate a little bit more movement. She was like, going for a walk after every meal for 10 minutes would be much more beneficial to you and your goals than going to the gym for an hour every morning.
You know what would be even more beneficial? To focus more on your diet instead of exercise. In your case, you cannot outwalk a bad diet.
Going for a walk after every meal for 10 minutes would be much more beneficial to you and your goals than going to the gym for an hour every morning, because it's more functional to you and your needs and to your lifestyle. And I don't know, for me, it just took the pressure off. And it's just this idea of we're so conditioned to see fitness and exercise as this almost punishing thing. And as much as I feel like I've done so much unlearning with diet culture, obviously there's still stuff in here because I've been I've been engrossed in diet culture for most of my life and I didn't even realize it. So in case you didn't realize it, I wanted to share those thoughts. And yeah, I think once I've got into a better place with understanding kind of the nutrition levels of my body, kind of got the testing back, when you understand more about my body, I'm going to start incorporating that movement a bit more into my life and see where we go from there. But I guess, what's my story?
Stay home and eat? Imagine thinking fitness requires effort. Clearly, the solution is to reject that entirely and redefine exercise as standing up occasionally.
I guess, what's my story? Moral of the story? Just take it easy. You don't need to go hell for leather. You could just take the pressure off, be kinder to yourself, and what works for you.
I want to go back to what your therapist said. 10 minutes walk after every meal. So let's say you probably have 5 or 6 meals, which means 1 hour walk. Is better that 1 hour spent at the gym? What do you all think? Which one is better? Or should we abolish the gym and replace it with casual strolls to the fridge? Let me know in the comments.
There are so many ideas surrounding diet and working out. And in the end, what is right for yourself is different than what everybody else is doing. Thank you for reminding me.
But clearly her ways don't work.
They've tried for 4 kids, all success, but none have popped out yet. Ignore all the bad comments, you're bigger than that. Queen-sized bed, bed-sized queen. You're gonna need a crown as a ring, considering this as polygamy things we do for PS5. Rookie guy, she looks like she's tons of fun. Guys don't make fun of them, I'm sure he weighed his options. If she puts on a belt, she becomes sadder. She attracted him by gravitation. looks like she's tough as love.
She definitely waited for the right man.
That was his big moment.
Kids in China worked non-stop for a week to make that dress.
Wait a minute.
If you Google parks with exercise equipment, you may have one close to you. I wanted to share this to show that you don't need a gym membership.
Yes, but how much stimulus is this? You may be better just walking.
Blood is just spinning around.
Me personally, I wouldn't start at a children's playground, but okay.
What exactly does this do?
Gets you moving, which is exercise itself.
Seems like it's working.
Results are showing.
Clearly it's working. Looks like it's working great.
How do I achieve this build? What muscle group is this exercising?
Celebrating 8 months of gym consistency.
After 8 months, she lost 37 weeks. Her favorite machine in the gym is the vending machine. Did she wait outside? Did she spend 8 months at a buffet? 8 months of what? 8 months of dilly-dally. Before and before, no changes in her body's tally. Was consistency in the video with us? Think you forgot to add the other 7 months. I feel like she got bigger than before. Did she only come in for the video?
The day she didn't skip is cheat day. 8-month bulk.
Welcome back to my new series, everybody, where I teach you about things that are fat phobic that you may not have known are fat phobic. Part 7, I believe. So we're gonna take it back to clothing, okay? When a brand doesn't make clothes that fit everybody, that's fat phobia. It's a form of fat phobia. When a brand only goes up to a 3X, ring-a-ding-ding, fat phobia.
Wait, why only 3? Why specifically 3X? Why not 2 or 10? Or why not even 15XL? Why 3?
When stores do not carry their plus sizes in store, ring-a-ding-ding, fat phobia. There's a lot of instances within clothing where there is fat phobia, whether it comes to pattern design, the selection, the choices, even the fact that a lot of plus size clothing is ugly. That's a form of fat phobia.
Ugly? But isn't that opinion based? I say you're ugly, but you say you're not.
Because people think that fat people don't deserve to have stylish clothing and clothing that looks good. Like, that's a form of fat phobia. Did you learn anything from this video? Let me know down below and stay tuned for the next part.
I think you should learn that fat phobia is healthy. Visceral fat is indeed something to be afraid of.
I did learn a lot, thank you. It also seems that fat phobia is a bad business move. Imagine hating fat bodies so much that you miss out on profit by pretending that the average grown woman is a size 2.
Oh yay, thank you. Yes, I think it's a bad business move too. There are reasons why. Some thin folks won't shop at places that carry plus size because of exclusivity, but still bad business emo.
Businesswomen. Businesswomen all around. Brands, let Marissa be your next CEO. She knows so much.
Does that mean we could sue these companies? 'Cause like growing up I was humiliated going to the mall with my friends and not being able to buy at name brand store. That mentally mess with me.
This is the only bowl that's clean. It's huge. Anyways, it is past 3 a.m. and I haven't eaten all day. Such a bad habit. So. There's just a little bit more. I just want to say, like, this is a lot of cereal. When I film my mukbangs, I try to eat just a little bit more than I normally would, because this, no, I would never eat this much. People are saying that I'm eating too little in a mukbang. People are saying I'm doing mukbangs wrong. I don't even know anymore. I just do it because why not? Cereal is one of them foods that I probably eat the fastest. Normally, I'll drink the milk, but this was just too much. Done.
Haven't eaten all day. Man, the day just started.
Normally I'll drink the milk, but this is too much. Proceeds to drink milk.
Here is a random wellness tip. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a calming bedtime routine and stick to consistent sleep and wake times.
I worked so hard for this day and it is finally here. You can get my book, Take Up Space, y'all, and it is available wherever books are sold, and you can order it for pre-order and it comes out next year, and buy it for the kids in your life, the teens in your life, because it is a very special book and we talk about things that I didn't get to talk about when I was younger and things I didn't even know about until later in life. And it's a safe, beautiful book and you guys are gonna love it.
This is a perfect gift for your enemy. Make them fat.
You can't even stand up and speak without being out of breath, and you want kids to listen to anything you have to say? Are you drunk or just insane?
They will always find a way to justify it.
If you see no problem with this, you are the problem.
F body positivity. If you above average, eat less.
This was enough motivation. I'm going to the gym today.
But I am genetically like this. It's not my fault.
Here is a wellness tip. Exercise boosts mood, energy, and overall health. Find an activity you enjoy, whether it's yoga, walking, dancing, or strength training.
Hi there, friends. This is just a friendly reminder that diets don't work, so don't do them because they don't work. If they worked, then you would never have to do another diet again, but they don't work.
Soaps don't work. If soaps worked, then you would never have to wash again.
So what works then? Just curious.
Diets don't work. Or else why would someone who lost even hundreds of pounds still have to keep weighing in and restricting and living in fear of weight gain? Life's too short, just eat, people.
Hey, this is for the whale on the end. You said you have 5 kids, but have any of them popped out yet?
When being offensive was an appreciated art form.
We used to be a proper country.
If Bro said that in 2024 Bro would be facing felony charges. Those were the good old times.
Here is a wellness tip. Spend time outdoors. Nature is a powerful mood booster. Take a walk, sit in a park, or simply enjoy some fresh air and sunshine.
For years, we've been told fat is the enemy, that our bodies are the problem. But here's the truth. The real issue isn't our bodies, it's the system that profits off of our oppression. From the sugar industry to the diet industry, it created the problem and then sold us the solution. Let's start with the sugar industry. In the 1960s, they funded studies that blamed fat for heart disease. They shifted the focus away from the real culprit sugar and pushed the low-fat craze. What came next? A booming diet industry, worth over $70 billion a year. This industry thrives off of telling us we need to shrink our bodies to be valuable. The sugar industry didn't just manipulate marketing, they went as far as funding biased research, using science to back up their false claims and shift the blame onto fat. This manipulation created a false narrative that still impacts public health today.
Yes. Know what you are to blame.
This image, constantly pushed by diet culture, shows us the ideal, but it's based on lies. Science, funded by industries like Big Sugar, has led us to believe that being thin equals being healthy and that fat is the enemy. While they work to make sugar a hidden ingredient in nearly everything we eat, they convinced us that it was our fat bodies we should be worried about. They sell the idea that thinness equals worth and health, and that message is everywhere. What's really happening? They've created lifelong customers out of fat people, selling us products, surgeries, and programs to chase unattainable body ideals. The health industry isn't innocent either. Doctors are often trained to treat fat, not illness. How many fat people have you heard of being misdiagnosed, ignored, or dismissed because the first assumption is always about their weight?
Well, why is the narrative thin equals health bad?
The system profits from weight loss treatments, surgeries, and medications instead of addressing the real root causes of health issues. That's what happens when the system focuses on weight instead of health. Fat people aren't the problem. We're not lazy or unhealthy just because of our bodies. The real villains are the industries that profit off our oppression. Industries that create the problem and then sell us a so-called solution. It's time we start focusing on the real issue, the system that profits from our fat bodies. The sugar industry, the diet industry, the healthcare system, they've all been profiting off of fat oppression for too long. But we can change this. Fat liberation isn't just about size, it's about dismantling the systems that profit from our pain. Let's stop letting industries lie to us. Let's reclaim our power.
I think only the fast food industry profits off of you, and everything else suffer, the society in general.
We're not the problem. The system is, and together, we can fight for a world where fat people are treated with the respect, care, and dignity we deserve. Let's take the power back. Loving your body in a world built on shaming fatness is revolutionary. Every time you reject their standards, you reject a system that profits off making us feel unworthy. This is more than self-love, it's dismantling a lie that's been sold to all of us. Love your body, fight the stigma, and demand better, because freedom starts with rejecting the lies.
You can't even walk without assistance. Don't blame others, blame yourself.
This isn't true, lol. But even if it were, blaming others isn't the point. Blaming me for my body isn't going to fix anything.
But didn't you blame others?
Hi, I'm Kiko. I'm 23. I go to UCSB and I also bartend.
My name is Optimus Prime. We are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron.
What did Optimus Prime do to get this much hate, lol? Damn. Definitely downloaded the wrong Transformers movie. My eyes are bleeding.
Here is a wellness tip. Declutter your space. A clean, organized environment can reduce stress and promote a sense of calm and control.
Oh, I'm unhealthy because I'm fat?
Literally, yes.
Yeah.
Come with me to establish care with a new provider in my hometown, Kennewick, Washington. If you're plus size, seeing a new provider can come with a lot of anxiety and worry. As you can see, I was anxious.
You should approach these situations with less defensiveness and more openness to feedback.
There are a few things I do to prepare for seeing a new provider as a plus-size individual. First, I make a list of my health concerns and goals for the appointment so I can keep the conversation on track. I put these in my notes app on my phone. At the start of the visit, I set boundaries by saying something like, I have certain issues I'd like to focus on, and I'd like to not discuss weight or weight loss. If the topic comes up, I redirect by asking for weight-neutral treatments or evidence-based solutions for my symptoms.
This is where this takes a problematic turn. By outright banning discussions of weight, you potentially exclude a factor that is highly relevant to many health conditions. Good doctors consider weight as part of a holistic health approach. It's not about shaming. It's about addressing risks tied to obesity.
In my notes app, I will also write affirmations like my body deserves respect no matter its size to remind myself I'm in control of the appointment.
The idea of being in control of a medical appointment undermines the doctor's expertise.
Sometimes I'll bring a trusted friend for support or take notes to stay focused. I'm going to address in another video what I do if I feel disrespected or dismissed. It's taken me a long time to learn to advocate for myself, and now I want to share with you what I've learned. Honestly, to my surprise, this doctor's appointment was one of the best I've ever had in my entire life. I felt so seen, heard, and understood. Honestly, advocating for yourself is where it's at.
Filtering out critical health discussions under the guise of protecting feelings is dumb. Avoiding weight as topic is counterproductive in medical contexts. What do you think? Should doctors be more accommodating to these boundaries, or is this approach too extreme? Let me know in the comments below.
Does a BP cuff on a forearm? I thought it needs to be on the upper arm or wrist cuff.
It's supposed to be, but...
Advocate for yourself equals don't tell me being fat is unhealthy.
Honey, you are not advocating for yourself. You're ignoring the inevitable. Your lifestyle is not sustainable.
I want to focus on health but not what's making me unhealthy.
Here is a thought that bothers me. How come you demand doctors to care about your health when you don't in the first place? And why even bother going when you reject doctors' opinions?
The guy had a crush on me at Burger King because he gave me 3 sauces, and usually they forget my sauce. I think that's like a little way of him saying, yeah, you're cute.
You know, for those of you that know me, I have never given a fuck what people thought about me, what they felt about how I show up in the world. But one thing I know for sure is that we are stepping into the new year not apologizing to those that don't like how we show up in this world. You don't like how I look? That's not my problem. You don't like how I dress? I don't care. You don't like how I smell? We'll get into it. I actually smell really good.
This kind of rhetoric feels more defensive than confident. Instead of focusing on personal growth or shared understanding, it creates an us versus them dynamic.
You don't like me? I don't care. I don't care. The me that cared, she's staying in 2024. 2024 broke me. It almost broke me. And I just was like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't claim this. So we are not apologizing. We are taking up all of the space in 2025 and the foreseeable future. And if somebody doesn't like it, guess what? We don't care. We don't. And that's that.
Confidence is about embracing yourself without needing to shout down criticism. What do you think? Does this message miss the mark?
Yes, Queen. Take the space. No exceptions. No apologies. Doing the damn thing.
Dish. I've never been able to stay smelling good. What's your secret?
But your face does not match what you are saying. You seem scared, angry, and unsure. This is not empowering.
Lifeless.
Sure, let me explain. So the body positive movement originally was created by fat black women and disabled bodies for themselves and marginalized people. But thin white women wanted to jump on the train of body love and body acceptance and inserted themselves into a movement that is meant for marginalized bodies when thin people are not marginalized for their bodies. Therefore, they co-opted a movement not meant for them, which ended up pushing out all the fat people and our fat voices and highlighted thin people and thin people's voices. Therefore, the movement then now changed to, oh, I love my body, even though that was not its original main purpose. So the video that I made was me calling out the thin people who co-opted a movement not meant for them, and that screaming was their reaction because they don't want to take accountability. Hope that makes sense.
But isn't inclusivity the goal? Why gatekeeping? Does this approach help or hurt the movement?
Thanks, it does make total sense now. It made me wonder though, whether guys who like full-figured women are welcome. Chubby chasers / fat admirers.
I don't think even Marissa herself believes all the nonsense she talks.
I really don't know what's gotten into me recently.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chickens, turkeys, rabbits.
You cannot make this up. Macy's couldn't find a plus-size mannequin, so they literally dressed the skinny mannequin like this to stretch the shirt out enough. You cannot make this up. This is how small this mannequin is. Like, this is not a plus-size mannequin. What are we doing? Is it that hard to get a plus-size mannequin?
You are now demanding plus-size mannequins? WTF? This is also a problem for you? Isn't this too much? The mannequin is maybe fat-phobic. So what?
Is it really that deep?
How is Macy's running out of plus-size mannequins disrespectful to her? She's looking for problems.
Now we are mad at mannequins.
No plus-size mannequins? I think that is a huge problem, but you can survive this. You will be fine. It will be okay. Don't panic.
I want you to try this because it's the green vegetable. Every time I've tried to cook her a little something extra, she just refuses. Just try a little taste.
Let's finish with some inspiration, and thank you for watching.
They refuse to push me in a wheelchair.
The BMI is an outdated method.
Let's stop promoting disordered eating.
Don't be like this.
Alright, listen up, it's your girl Jay, and I got something to say right now, right here. Today, I want to go ahead and talk about SeaTac Airport. You hear that plane? Well, I'm staying right outside SeaTac right now at an incredible hotel that I've gotten to partner with. But I have something to say, and I think you want to hear it. If you're familiar with my experience at SeaTac where they refused to push me in a wheelchair, you saw that video, and they refused to push me because I was too fat.
They didn't refuse. They were physically incapable. Expecting employees to exert themselves beyond their physical capacity isn't at all unreasonable.
And they had absolutely no consideration for my physical health, my well-being, my needs, none of the above. Well, I thought maybe I was the only person that happened to experience that, and it was just something that was really uncommon. And then I talked to someone incredible in our community, and they're a much smaller fat person than I am, and they experienced the same damn thing. Then I talked to someone else who has also experienced something very similar. And you know what? Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. All SeaTac employees should go to the gym to gain strength.
You know what? Enough is enough. If you've ever had a bad experience with SeaTac, we would love for you to come out and be part of the protest. Let's show them that they cannot treat people like this. They cannot treat anyone like this, and they cannot treat fat people like this. This is unacceptable and it's discrimination, and it will not be tolerated any longer. So if you want to be a part of this protest, DM me tonight, DM me tomorrow, but let's go ahead and make it happen. We will be at SeaTac Airport Tuesday, February 4th. If you want to protest at SeaTac in solidarity with me, come on by. If you see me at SeaTac, please come up and say hello. Stand in solidarity with us. SeaTac will be held accountable for their actions. We will not stand for this any longer. If you've had an experience like this, please share it with me via DM or drop it in the comments. Let's start the conversation because this needs to be talked about.
Expecting other people to physically struggle for your convenience isn't exactly the social justice flex you think it is.
Yeah, and my bag was too heavy.
I loved your work in Return of the Jedi.
Star Wars, Rise of the Blood Pressure.
Who's gonna push them around the protest?
It's unfair to ask workers to risk their bodies and very livelihoods for her leisure and travel.
Please keep up. I'm your huge fan. You're my massive inspiration.
And they were discriminating my bag because it was over the weight limit.
They have no consideration of your health. I think it's you that don't have any consideration of your own health.
Holding a sign to protest is a good choice since you can barely speak. Let's watch the video. I think this is the one she is referring to.
My ordeal at SeaTac Airport will shock you. This experience I'm about to share with you is yet another example of why employee sensitivity training, a demand outlined in the plus-size travel petition, is desperately needed.
Yes, the real crisis of our time. Forget economic struggles, political corruption, or global conflicts. What we really need is training, so employees can be more enthusiastic about pushing heavy objects uphill.
I'm a plus-size wheelchair user and on a recent flight to the SeaTac Airport. I requested wheelchair assistance, as I always do. When it came time for me to deplane, I saw the employee who would be assisting me with my wheelchair waiting for me in the entry of the jet bridge. As I approached her and she realized she'd be assisting me and not one of the smaller passengers, she started to walk away with the wheelchair while making comments about my size.
How dare this employee suddenly realize physics exists?
Even when I told her I really needed the chair and needed her to let me sit down in it, she blatantly ignored me and kept walking. I was then forced to walk up one of the longest jet bridges I've encountered and she didn't stop. By the time she let me reach the wheelchair and sit down, my lips were white. My oxygen levels had dropped and I almost fainted. This was my first time flying without oxygen. This woman just assumed I could walk and would rather me do that, instead of her having to push someone my size up the jet bridge. All the other attendants wheeled their passengers up the jet bridge, but my needs were disregarded. This is discrimination. Nobody should be treated this way. Share your story at change.org/size travel.
So basically, an airport employee wasn't able to push someone up a long ramp, and somehow this is a national emergency. I guess personal responsibility and common sense got delayed at the gate. Stay tuned for next week's petition, making burgers cheaper.
What is your plan if there is an emergency evacuation?
Thank God you survived.
Maybe her other job is a personal trainer, and she was trying to help you.
Conclusion: no one owes you anything. Take accountability.
What is the most effective way that people can lose weight? One of the things...
Eat less food, do more exercise.
No, you would talk... Here's it's not in the room.
Is education illegal?
I want to talk about something really exciting that has just come out today with the New York Times. And this is an article that is talking about how finally, like a lot of folks that exist in a larger body have been saying for so long, that BMI is an outdated method. What I love in here is that there's a doctor in here.
A doctor? Singular? Well, if one doctor says it, I guess we should just throw out everything.
What I love in here is that there's a doctor in here that's quoted saying that they were using imprecise methods that were outdated to try to gauge on what a healthy weight is. The doctor went on to say as well that how do you determine what is an ideal weight versus a sick weight?
What a mystery. It's almost like we have decades of research on things like heart disease, diabetes, and mobility issues that might give us a clue. But no.
Ideal weight versus a sick weight, especially if you're going by BMI, and that has proved nearly impossible to do. So I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited that they're at least having this conversation, and I am really crossing my fingers, especially over the next 4 years, that this is something that we look at a little bit more and we shed light on a little bit more, because there is not a lack of discrimination going around. There's quite a lot of it, and it would be really nice if this outdated method went bye-bye.
So, the BMI is bad because it tells people things they don't want to hear. People who don't like their BMI are against the BMI. Truly an earth-shattering revelation. And why do fat people fight the idea of BMI? Why does this matter so much to you?
All you have is muscles, right?
Anything but accountability.
We change science based on how we feel.
Fat pregnant person here. Me and baby keep passing every test they throw at us, and yet I'm still high risk for my BMI and they want me to deliver early. We are literally healthy. So ridiculous.
Conclusion: focus on more important things. Look at the big picture.
I kind of have to like force myself to eat right now. I'm gonna be eating 3 pretty big slices of pizza. Pepperoni. I'm not really a pepperoni girl, but oh well. And the only reason why I'm eating 3 pieces is because I did not eat all day. And I literally feel like I probably won't eat much later. Lately, I've been loving just like raw vegetables. And if I sat here and ate carrots and stuff,
I get full so fast and probably only eat like 100 calories. Not enough. I am eating unhealthy, but I do not eat like this every day. I do want you guys to know that I'm the queen of like moderation. I lost 89 pounds before. I need to get something in my system, and the only thing that we really have right now is pizza. This really is good though. I'm being 100% honest right now. If I was not filming this mukbang, I probably wouldn't be eating. I don't feel hungry.
She definitely found the 89 pounds she lost, and I'm guessing that it brought friends.
The fact that she couldn't even name another vegetable.
Let's stop promoting disordered eating. Let's stop promoting disordered eating. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop promoting disordered eating. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Okay.
This movement is the only exercise you have done in a while. And how old are you? Let's promote ordered eating.
Preach.
Conclusion. Grow up. Don't be entitled.
These are cool things I can fit under my belly fat. A size 11 retro. My laundry basket. The fan I used to sleep at night with. My laptop. My scale I never weigh myself with. Get in there. Ooh. And your motherfucking trash ass opinions about my weight. Don't do that.
Can I fit?
Ignore the comments, you're bigger than that.
Do you want to know the best beauty hack for fighting wrinkles? Be fat. I look 35, but I'm actually 73.
Do you want to know the best hack for fighting all diseases?
The crone energy inside this boss is astronomical and I love it.
Is what the future will look like. Those are flying cars, but the people in them are too fat.
Oh no, I left my baby in there!
And how did they get in before?
High maintenance fat woman, high maintenance fat woman. No, but seriously, I want to eat incredible meals. I want to wear beautiful clothing and I want to see just the most stunning places on the planet. Is that okay?
It's insane that people will look at another human and decide they don't deserve nice things because of how they look.
What's your biggest turnoff in guys?
Probably when they don't work out.
Wait, they work out?
She pulls by gravitational field, not Riz.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk. Just don't talk. Can't show emotion for another hour and a half.
Love your body, okay. But being a clown?
Exactly. Pretty and fat aren't mutually exclusive.
What do you think about fat people?
We need to put them in concentration camps where they can concentrate on diet and exercise.
Why do you say that?
Because fat people are a drain on society. They eat too much calories, they don't exercise.
Sounds unintelligent. They should put him in a camp too.
DoorDash goes everywhere.
As someone that has been recovering from strep throat and I finally feel better, I haven't had a little treat in 5 days. Not one treat, not a little baby treat. I need to turn my music down. What should my first treat be? Because I don't know, I'm so excited. I also haven't had soda in 5 days and I'm like, do I just keep that streak going? But what's a girl to do without a little mini can of Coke in her life.
I think enough treats for you. You overtreated yourself.
LOL, you look like you've been treating yourself constantly.
Why does everybody ask me if I'm Latina? Isn't it obvious?
We all be in hell by liking this video.
This is her sponsored video.
They see me rolling. They hate him.
Wait a minute, the Kardashians, sons of friends, this is how Mufasa died. Who's the lucky black guy? Bridesmaids, good things come to those who wait. The pronouns are KFC, the blood type is barbecue. Shut it!
She got married for the cake.
New meaning to the name Bridezilla.
Is Doctor now invited to the wedding?
They said big bag bitch get to the bag. They said big bag bitch you want a snack. Well this big bag bitch she got the stack. So put big bag bitch clothes on the rack. Ooh, on the macaroni. Move and shake it for me. Ooh, we shaking and quaking. The brands are phony. Ooh, the brands are phony. Ooh, they need a Tony. They need an Emmy, Oscar, Grammy, cause the shit's baloney. The way they be faking like they're making all the sizes. If you ain't got at least a 4X, you ain't trying. Ooh, so give it.
At this point, open a store.
What do you do after you rip them, then you buy them, where to keep them?
I'm sorry, but what in the fresh hell is this? Fashion gets real. Creativity for everyone. Isn't everyone so creative? I just want to know if the creativity is in the room with us. Because the lack of diversity on this, especially because the cover says creativity for everyone, is baffling. They have one model that has a darker skin tone. It's all the same body type.
Tess criticizes the cover for not featuring a variety of body types, specifically implying the exclusion of fat bodies. However, diversity does not mean catering to every demand for representation, particularly when such demands conflict with the ideals of the industry like aesthetics. Also, she questions whether creativity is present. Ironically, her own argument lacks depth or creativity, boiling down to a repetitive complaint that the world doesn't align with her personal preferences. The insistence on including fat models as a marker of creativity is wild.
When is it getting real? Because this is real crappy. This is real crappy. This is real silly. It's real silly. This is absolutely just not okay. This is not what we collectively want to see in fashion.
Phrases like real crappy and real silly reveal petulant whining, and the critique reeks of entitlement, as if the mere existence of a vision that doesn't prioritize fatness is inherently offensive.
There's so many models that are so diverse that could make this cover just... And where are they? They're not working, I'll tell you that, because I'm sitting in a Red Robin parking lot right now, meeting with a friend. Not on set. Not on set, like so many of my friends and colleagues.
Maybe you aren't working because your aesthetics do not align with Vogue's goals? Diversity doesn't mean forcing every demographic into every space, especially when it conflicts with broader societal values like health and beauty. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I don't understand. I don't know if this is because this is what Zach Posen sees for the future of fashion, and maybe this is what he saw for his vision for Gap. We haven't traditionally seen a ton of, diversity and inclusivity from Gap, but we have seen varying amounts throughout campaigns, especially the last few years. We are kicking off 2025 with this to look up to. Give us something to be excited about.
Fat Girls is so 2024.
Also the white top with denim, so creative.
Envy is so creative too. The world is healing.
I ain't even gonna lie. You look like you can pick me up. I've been staring at you. You look real strong. I ain't that strong.
It's really hard being plus size because you just feel like really bad about yourself all the time, and like people are really mean to you.
But why would someone say this? This opening is drenched in self-pity and victimhood. Yes, being plus size might come with challenges, but blaming society and other people entirely removes personal accountability. Instead of perpetuating the narrative of helplessness, maybe focus on what can be done to improve your situation.
People are really mean to you. Oh my God, don't say that. Don't give up on yourself like that. Your real problem is that you just don't have enough confidence. If you were just confident, then you wouldn't feel like that. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, does this make me look fat? I feel like I've just been getting so fat lately. Well, I think you're not fat, but it makes me feel pretty bad when you say things like that.
This exchange is pure emotional manipulation. The activist presents fatness as a deeply sensitive topic while simultaneously making it the focal point of every conversation. Expecting others to filter their language or feelings constantly is unreasonable and only fosters resentment.
But it makes me feel pretty bad when you say things like that. Oh my God, no, that wasn't about you at all. I think you're beautiful that way, but I think it would not look good on me. Just for me, I think being fat is the most disgusting thing that could ever happen to me. Right, got it. I should just have more confidence though. It's really hard being plus size because you just feel like really bad about yourself all the time, and like people are really mean to you. Oh my God, don't say that. Don't give up on yourself like that. Your real problem is that you just don't have enough confidence. If you were just confident, then you wouldn't feel like that. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, does this make me look fat? I feel like I've just been getting so fat lately. Well, I think you're not fat, but it makes me feel pretty bad when you say things like that. Oh my God, no, that wasn't about you at all. I think you're beautiful that way, but I think it would not look good on me.
This video encapsulates everything wrong with the fat acceptance narrative: victimhood, emotional manipulation, and deflection of accountability. Instead of using these platforms to spread self-improvement and health awareness, activists perpetuate a cycle of blaming others for personal struggles. Fatness isn't inherently tied to worth, but glorifying it while simultaneously loathing it is not the solution. Let's have real conversations about self-respect, health, and confidence that inspire action, not excuses. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
And then when you actually have confidence, they literally hate you.
I am confident, but people still don't like it. You can't win if you're plus-sized.
Where's my salad? I forgot to order salad. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Damn.
Look at all this world has to offer. I'm here to experience it, and so should people of every size. Read the caption for my take on why just lose weight isn't the answer.
Just lose weight? Nah. When people say, just lose weight, they ignore so many factors that affect a person's health and well-being. Weight loss isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's not just about calories in and out. It's about access to care, mental health, genetics, and so much more. One person losing weight won't change a system that profits off our insecurities. That's why I fight for fat liberation and better policies for all plus-size people, from healthcare to travel. It's time we stop reducing people to their body size and start listening to the real story. This isn't just about weight, it's about dignity, respect, and living a life free from oppression. So yeah, we're not shrinking, and neither should the world. Life is meant to be lived, and you don't have to lose weight before you can start experiencing it. It's comments and mindsets like these that indicate why we need to keep fighting for change.
You reject the concept of weight loss without fully addressing why it's recommended in the first place. It's not about ignoring other factors, it's about addressing one of the most controllable contributors to health. Acknowledging challenges shouldn't translate to giving up on solutions. Losing weight isn't about changing the system, it's about improving personal health. No one is saying you can't live your life as you are. However, ignoring the benefits of weight loss doesn't change the realities of obesity-related health risks. This video is a classic example of conflating personal empowerment with rejecting reality. Yes, factors like mental health and access to care matter, but weight loss remains a cornerstone of better health for many. Instead of dismissing it entirely, we should focus on ways to make it accessible and sustainable for everyone.
Watch out for harpoons.
You can't experience it if you can't walk.
Wait a minute.
Okay, now I feel skinny.
Guy behind me staring at the wall during my set because whoever placed these machines at my gym has zero chill.
Is the placement intentional?
If you look at her, she's convinced she's the main character. If you don't, she's still the main character.
I think you took this a little seriously.
I think there should be a dress code then.
You mean like, I don't know, athletic wear.
Maybe you should dress your eyes with a blindfold.
I also have zero chill and will be staring right into that sweet, sweet brown eye.
Hey man, there's inside thoughts and outside thoughts. You let an inside thought outside. Don't do that, okay, champ?
This wall is an architectural masterpiece, let me tell you that.
Get up here! Let's dance! Let's dance!
Just seen her POV. You completely failed to wait.
I've seen the other POV, haha.
I saw the other POV. She admitted to recording him, also admitted that she started recording him because he kept on dropping the weights.
People shaming him over the other POV, because he couldn't do the weight is crazy, y'all the reason people afraid to start.
Seems like fake, but maybe not.
You guys can imagine the comments on this one, but a lot of weightlifters have weighed in on this, and they have said that this is actually the quickest and best way to remove the weight off of her. And what I think should be appreciated is that that man did not even hesitate. She asked for help, and he gave her help as quickly as he could without really processing it. But what I fear is that this type of video makes it to the wrong side of social media. You know, like the feminist side, and the man gets torn apart for how he removed the weight from her. What this would lead to is obviously him getting criticized, which is not fair, but also other young men will see this and it might cause them to react differently to a similar situation if it occurred to them. And that to me is not okay. We're not making the world a better place in that case. But what do you guys think?
I don't get it. What did he do wrong?
You sir/miss/Mrs. are what makes this world a slightly better place.
Using pronouns like that makes this world worse.
I'm okay with a little awkwardness in the name of safety.
I would say, I have a girlfriend.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
But aren't you recording him, so can he record you?
Girls be doing the same thing to me at the gym, lol.
Me when I want to win the lying contest.
He was doing a TikTok of his gymspirations.
Had to remove this trainer from my gym today. Completely inappropriate and unprofessional behavior. There must be a better way to spot a dumbbell curl. Was I wrong for firing him? This was after all his wife.
Jokes aside, how would one even do a bicep curl spot? Like, can't you just do it from the front or side?
You should have called the cops and filed a report.
It's his wife? They've done worse. So.
That is why I got emotional. You're so right. That first time we were at the Christmas market, I was online with you and I think maybe 2 other girls, and we're all talking about like, oh, this looks good and this looks good and this looks good. And I was like, gosh, I don't know what I'm going to get. And I feel like it was you who was like, I'm getting all 3. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You could do that.
I still was seeing that like wonder in your eyes of like, I don't just have to pick one. I don't have to do what's socially acceptable. I can do what makes me feel good. And again, you know, I know that we just talked about this in a previous episode, but sometimes that is going to be just ordering a salad, right? Yeah. And sometimes that is going to be ordering the pretzel and the potato hash or whatever it was, and the sausage.
Oh my gosh, that is what you ordered.
Like, I'm, girl, you know I remember everything, right? But like, sometimes it is ordering all 3 things that sound good and bringing it back to the table and being like, who wants a bite? Because everything fucking sounded amazing, right? With no shame.
What an inspiring journey. Truly, a tale of self-discovery, realizing you can just buy everything on the menu instead of choosing like a normal person. Brave. Look, I hate to break it to you, but nobody thinks you got that huge from overthinking food choices. Oh, I just couldn't decide between the pretzel, the potato hash, and the sausage. Yeah, sure. That internal debate must have been so intense, right up until the moment you ordered all 3. At this point, just say, I eat what I want because I like food, and move on. No need to act like breaking portion control is some kind of rebellious stand against society. Y'all aren't pioneers, you're just hungry.
If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So Gen Z, let's take our seat in our democracy.
She's still hungry?
She's hunger.
Was that a threat?
Dieting is not correlated with weight loss.
Well, yeah, fat's a choice. Fat consequences. Woo!
You need to lose weight. You'd be so pretty if you lost weight. No.
I need you to start wrapping your head around the idea that people can pursue fitness without a weight loss goal.
I'm fat because I drink too much red wine and I don't exercise enough.
That's not true. You're not fat because of what you eat and how much exercise you do.
If you think fat people talk about weight a lot, then you haven't been around or lived with people who are fat phobic.
Body positivity wouldn't exist as we know it today if it weren't for fat liberationists, if it weren't for the work of queer, fat, disabled, Black activists.
Fat acceptance, the only movement that requires no movement at all.
For the millionth fucking time, existing as a fat person is not promoting obesity. Loving your body and being confident about your body is also not promoting obesity. So fuck off, bitch.